bring it up and we'll start going through it. Okay, so last time we talked, this is the methodology. We have all the feeder systems here. We have the traffic generators, our landing page, squeeze page, ultimately builds us our list, and then it goes through our sales cycles of sales pages and follow-ups to ultimately bring us down to a paying customer. Okay, so on this particular session, we're going to talk on classified ads. So let's go up and select the classified ad up here in the corner. Let's just, there it is. So we'll just select that. Okay, so a classified ad is an ad basically that we're going to write, or that you need to write to post it in any one of the classified locations, whether it's an online. We're going to focus on online classified ads as opposed to the short newspaper ones. There's not a lot of print going on these days anyway. So to write when you're setting out to start placing ads, classified ads, you really have to start looking at becoming a good copywriter. Either you're going to write the copy or you're going to get somebody else to write the copy. I'd recommend you do it for the first few times just so that you get a better feel for the product that you're trying to sell, and then if you want, eventually you can hire somebody to do it. And I mean, you can hire, and it ranges in prices, right? You can get somebody fairly cheap that's good, or you can get somebody that's really good. And you know, I've heard people paying up to $10,000 for certain ads. Now these are full sales page ads, but it can get quite pricey. But again, I would recommend you actually take on the first few copywriting activities of your classified ad. As part of the ad, you want to try to differentiate yourself from other advertisers out there, because specifically in the internet marketing business, there's probably a lot of people selling similar products, whether it's ebooks, whether it's multi-level marketing products, whether it's seminars, webinars, whatever the case may be. So you got to put some kind of brand, some kind of your own personal flavor to it, whatever that unique selling proposition is that you're trying to offer. Again, you're trying to differentiate yourself from any other person out there posting a classified ad. So a classified ad is made up of 2 or 3 different pieces here. The first piece is the headline, and the objective of the headline is basically it's you want them to click on that ad. So when they're scrolling through various online classified ad locations like Craigslist, like Kijiji, like eBay listings, wherever the location, there's a whole bunch of ads there, and they're just one-liners, and sometimes they're one-liners with pictures, depending on, you know, maybe Backpage has that, or Kijiji. But the point is, you want your ad to stand out. So you want the headline to be clear, concise, but yet attention-grabbing. And what I would recommend is, if for your specific product, I'd go to one of the more popular classified ad locations like Craigslist, and I'd just go and look at a location where you would want to place this ad, and I'd steal a few of these headlines and just start playing around with them. I mean, it's a very common thing in copywriting is to do what's called building a swap file of headlines, a swap file of content, just things that you like when you see those particular ads. So you want to put in the most amount of information you can, at the same time being an attention grabber, but only in a certain amount of space, because these online classified ads only allow you so many characters in that headline area. One of the rules when you're when you're writing the headline is you don't use all caps. People think by doing that, you know, they'll grab a lot of attention, but actually what ends up happening is people get upset and say, hey, you know, why are you swearing at me? Caps is considered swearing, you know, or cursing, I guess, in some people's minds. Okay, so now that you've got a good headline, people have clicked, and now they're into the body. So the body has one objective, and basically what you're trying to get with them is a call to action. You're either trying to get them to click on the link to your landing page, which you should include as a hot link in your ads. In some online classified ads, I don't think very many, but they don't allow you to post your URL, or if they do, they make you charge for it. But I'm assuming that you're running an ad to take you to a landing page or a sales page. So that is the overall objective. You want to be creative. You want to maybe tell a story, but not too long. You want to, again, at the same time, you want to get enough information in there that creates enough interest, piques their curiosity, so that as they read through the ad, they're interested and they want to go into your website and find out more about it. Okay. It's key when you're writing or when you're creating this copy that you want to use your own words. Again, you're trying to differentiate yourself from somebody else. So you want to make that ad, you want to make that it very impelling for them to be able to click on the link to go to your landing page. When writing the body, you want to focus on the benefits, not the features. So, for example, if you're talking about an information product that, I don't know, is helping people raise money or helping people get into a different line of work, like, for example, trying to get them to sign up for your course on internet marketing. So you want to focus on the benefits. So it's all about, hey, retire early or spend more time with your family or work at home, whatever you think the benefits that might attract them, as opposed to the features. Oh yeah, we have these detailed ad rotators with screen scrapers that allow you to gather email lists, and we're all those things are maybe tools that will facilitate the objective or the benefit that they're trying to seek. But you should really focus on the benefits. It's the old analogy when people go out looking for a drill. They're not really looking for a drill. They're trying to make a hole. So tell people what they want, not what they need. So again, you want to get that kind of information across to people properly. Don't exaggerate, or worse, lie. So let's say your product, you tell people that you've made $200 a day doing this, or $300. But if you haven't made $10,000 a day, don't tell them you've made $10,000 a day, or worse, tell them that they can make $10,000 a day. And try not to tell them, like you can get up to speed in 1 month if theoretically, or that it's going to take 2 or 3 months. Try to make sure that you manage their expectations. I mean, there's a lot of hype out there about these get-rich-quick schemes. Well, there is some that do get you rich quick, but quick is a relative term, right? People hear quick, they think a month or 2 months. So you got to make sure you manage their expectations. Like, for example, in my real estate business, I know I can get somebody up to speed in 3 years, and I can make them $1 million in 3 years. Is that get rich quick? Well, put it this way: it's get rich easy, and it's get rich slow and sure. Humor is always an option. So some headlines I've seen out there is "Quit that stinking job," or tell your boss to shove it. So just certain things that might, and I'd play around with these. So that's key too when you're posting these ads. You always want to test. So you post an ad, you look at the responses you get, you make a few changes, you look at the responses, and you need a good test window, a good test periods of 1 to 2 weeks to really see how the how things are being, what the response is to any of those changes. And to do that, you want to make sure you have your ads are being tracked through something like Google Analytics or whatever other tool you decide you want to use. And then finally, the body. One of the other things you can include in ads are photos. It's optional. There's some dispute out there as to whether photos are good or bad. Good copywriters feel that the photos just distract from the message, and other ones say you can have the whole message in the photo itself. But if you're going to put up photos, you want to make sure that you put up the best ones you can. Use a good camera or good something to take the picture with, or get a professional to take it. But just don't put up something there that you can't read or that's blurred. I mean, I see a lot of images up there, and I guess it gets the point across, but it does show some low level of quality, means the low type of service that you're offering. So the better the image, the better the credibility, or it supports the credibility about the service that you're trying to offer. And then, I mean, the photo is really trying to showcase what you are promoting. So that's just a summary of what it is that I would recommend when you're looking at, or when you're trying to create an ad here. Again, going back, let's see, just taking back to the previous page. So again, if we're focusing on the classified ad as the first feeder system, that's a quick summary on what I think you should be doing. So we'll just go back here, close this out. So that concludes our little brief overview of writing a classified ad, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks very much.